It's the little things. Okay, so a few cool features as we're rolling out of the parking garage here is one, camera sensors. So in a lot of BMWs, luxury cars, they have the backup cameras, rear sensors. I'm not sure if it's brand new, but a very convenient feature when you live in a city like Miami, and the parking garages, as you can see right here, are extremely tight. You can go ahead and turn on this button right here, the camera button, which then brings up a display on your screen of exactly what's going on around you, next to you, sideways, in front, gets you through tight angles. I thought that was a really cool feature. You also have this view as well, which is the, I don't know, we'll call it the heads up view. Shows you the sides, almost like I don't even know, it's like a drone follows you. I'm not sure how they do it, but another tight turn right here. Really convenient to be able to have that camera. You just click this button, boom, camera goes off, you're back to Apple Play, iPhone is synced right to it. All I have to do, I can choose my music, I can go to my text, go to maps right here. This is a really cool feature that I've never had in any car. Coming from the E93 to the F80, 2018, a lot happened in 6 years. So some of the new features on this bar is a lot bigger, a lot more buttons than some of the people out there that have M3s now. Like I said, I have the E93, and it really only has 2 buttons for me: the traction on and off, the gear speed, which is right here, so they didn't really change the gear speed, and then the throttle response. So to loosen the throttle, obviously, like if you're going on a track or if you're on the highway and you want to race somebody, or you're just feeling good, you know, you can turn that off, or obviously use the M buttons for your preset drives. But E93, 2 buttons. This one has 6 buttons. I showed you guys the camera and the parking sensors, all that. Let's talk about the steering. This comfort steering, pretty tight. Sport Plus gets a little bit looser. You know, I'm not too familiar with this feature, so I don't really want to speak on it too much. I just keep it in Sport because I like the feel of the car. Suspension, same thing. You can put it in Comfort, Sport Plus. And then what's cool is this button. This puts the car, I'm pretty sure it puts the exhaust and the engine response, all that stuff, throttle response, kind of like a mixture of all 3. This button right here puts it into Sport Plus Efficient. I usually ride around in Sport, unless I'm on the highway just cruising, obviously put it in efficient mode. But throughout the city, you know, I like to have the valves open and get the noise out of the car. So let's see if you guys can hear the difference here. There's a lot of traffic, but so if you can hear those crackles, they did a great job with that. Put it in Sport if you really want to hear those. In Comfort, you know, it'll happen, but just not at the tone that you'd like to hear. So we'll get some shots driving here in a second in freaking city traffic. But a little bit more about the car. I just picked it up last week with 10 miles on it. It's got 170 miles now, so we're still in the break-in period for another 1,000 or so miles. So I can't really redline it, but I can take it to 5-6 RPMs for the guys out there that really know cars. No, I did not start the car and rev the engine. We're warming it up. I'll do some exhaust revs a little bit later in the video. Pretty similar style to the E93. I mean, not too much has changed. You have your gas gauge, the speedometer, the RPMs, and the oil temperature. What's cool in this car, which I've never had, is the heads-up display, which you guys probably can't see because you can really only see it if you're right here. But when you put the car into Sport Plus mode, you actually have the gear shifters up in the heads-up display. So as you're getting close to red line, yellow, shift, red, really shift, that pops up right in the heads-up, which is a really cool feature. I bought this car off the lot, so it came as is. I didn't custom order it, but these leather panels right here, if you guys can see these, leather panels are cool touch. Leather all around I'm getting yelled at by the cop. All right, let's see if you guys can hear this exhaust. With the windows down. Now let's do it with the windows up. Hold on, let's get around this turn. So the handling is really, really nice in this thing. And the E93 was a little loose. This is just... shit gives me the goosebumps. I mean, listen to this thing. Insane. It's insane. It's a great feeling. Not as raw as the V8, not as like as the V8, but this thing has almost 100 pounds more torque than my E93. It's just instant. You put your foot on the gas, you feel those turbos kick in, and it just takes off. I like this car better than the E93. I know a lot of people say the E90, E92 was the best M car ever made. I think it's great. I have the convertible, you know, not so much for putting it on the track, but cruising around, and I've done a lot of work to that. It sounds amazing, but I think this sounds better. It sounds more like a supercar, and especially when you let off the gas around 3 RPMs. When you let off the gas and you let the car roll, you'll hear those crackles. I mean, even up at 4, you let your foot off the gas, the thing just pops. Incredible car. BMW did a great job with this. So in this car, the red line is a little bit less. I think right now red line's at 7.5. In the E93 it's at like 8.2, 8.3. I know some people that actually mod theirs out and that gets close to 9. They did limit the red line in this. I'm not sure why. Wish I knew, but I think you get enough power out of it. I don't even really think you need to get to 8.59. I think 7.5 in this car is exactly what you're looking for. Woo! Man, this thing feels great. Brakes are on point. Shifting is like that. A couple other cool features you guys can't see over here. It's the lane assist. There's another button that I always just keep these 3 on. The other one is if someone's in front of you and they slam the brakes and the heads up, like a red light flashes up to like alert you that there's a car close to you. It's kind of cool. I mean, I would hope you're looking at the road. So some features that maybe weren't the most necessary, but just BMW being BMW, and just putting some things in here to charge you more money, but we'll take it. Normal radio, much hasn't changed here at all. I really think the only thing that's changed in this whole console is this whole display is brand new, like I showed you guys. The Apple Play is really cool. I would suggest using it if you're driving or if you have a passenger in the car. It just makes it so much easier. Just go to your music, your maps, and you can even be on your phone and it'll sync too. So whatever you're doing on your phone will pop up on the screen. Really, really cool feature. So let's see here. We have Harman Kardon in here. So let's see. There we go. So Harman Kardon.
Slide on the pimp gang with my pinky ring. A lot of gang, lot of bitches in the icy chain. While you claim that you rich, that's a false claim. I'll be straight to the whip, no baggage claim. Whole lot of styles,
that was a good line.
Name. You ain't got no styles.
I'll be straight to the whip.
I'll be rocking it like it's money, like a shot.
So right here, Harman Kardon. I don't know how many speakers. 12 speakers, whatever it is. It sounds great. It's just like very crisp, like
she can get a taste.
Now the back seats, I'm used to a two-door coupe. It's ridiculous that they could make this car a four-door and actually make it faster. Make it faster than the E90. The E92, E93, of course, convertible weighs that thing down. This thing 0 to 60, 3.94 seconds. You know, I know there's a lot of talk out there, which car's faster, the M3 or M4. Day-to-day driving, city, highway, I think the M3 is faster, which is, it's freaking crazy that a four-door sedan is this fast. Amazing. Practical. So when you're just driving around the city, there's traffic, you put this thing in economy mode, you're just cruising. Bumps, takes bumps nicely. Here we go, let's see. Can't beat that noise. It sounds like a Huracan. It sounds like a mini Huracan is what it sounds like. But yeah, the car is huge inside. I've had somebody sit behind me already, cramming in a convertible with 4 dudes. Even if you have smaller guy or girl in the back in a convertible or a two-door coupe, it's just not practical. So, you know, if you're a bachelor, a baller, you're just gonna be riding around by yourself or with your homie, or with a friend. You know, two doors are great. I kept the two-door right now, so I have the two-door and the four-door, and that car it's a two-person car, no matter what. You know, the seats in the back do not do justice. There's not enough room for really anything in that car. This car, completely different story. You could put 4 or 5 people in here, no problem. You can take this on road trips, not that I would suggest putting that many miles on it, but it's just a very comfortable, practical car when you just have it in the efficient mode and you're just cruising. And then the second you just mess around with the car, you preset your drive, whatever you want to do, and you just put this thing in Sport or Sport Plus, it is a freaking different vehicle. So you know, my biggest thing, I was looking at M4s, looking at that GTS style. Love it. I loved it. But at the end of the day, you know, I buy groceries, I run errands, I have a girlfriend, we have friends. A two-door car is my full-time car. It's not practical. So I went with the four-door M3, white interior. This thing is, I'm fixing this rug here. This thing is just incredible. The white interior kind of scares me, but I think if people handle it well and they're just clean, there shouldn't be any issues. Listen to the crackles. Ready? I mean, seriously, if you want the Huracan noise for 100 grand and not 250, get an M3, get an M4, get a BMW. BMW, you know what? I should be on one of your advertisements for making this video. Classic Miami road. Here's another thing. If you can get this road right here, you see how bad this road is. Potholes, bumps. My E93, I'm bottoming out. I'm probably freaking cracking one of my carbon fiber lips. This car, you could just eat it. Not, once again, that I would suggest it, but just eat it. This car it clears, it's off the ground. I had so many issues pulling out of parking lots with the E93. Just a lot of things that I don't really face with this car, which just makes driving a lot less stressful. When I go out for a drive, I just want to cruise. And, you know, obviously roads are roads. There's potholes. Potholes are potholes. I don't want to have to worry about bottoming out, getting a flat tire, damaging the car. This car, I don't think you'll have to worry about that.